what's going on? My name is Kevin Deers, and this is Everflowing Stream, my YouTube channel where I get to talk with musicians from underground bands and all across the genres of hardcore, metal, and punk, mostly underground, heavy music, if you will. This week I'm talking with Jason from Psycroptic, but before I get into that, wanted to thank everyone for participating in my first ever giveaway on my channel. It is my 3-day pass to Sound and Fury. I originally planned on heading down to this killer hardcore festival down in Los Angeles, California, but like 6 or 7 jobs got in the way. I'm going to be pretty busy this summer, so I want to give you my 3-day pass to Sound and Fury. I posted a short video last week with a couple of things you need to do to enter to win my passes to Sound and Fury, and it's super easy. On July 20th, I'm going to be picking one winner to win my 3-day pass to Sound and Fury, and that's all you need to know. So anyways, here's my interview with Jason from Psycroptic. This is a killer band from Tasmania, Australia, tech death band. They're coming out with a new album August 5th, worldwide, called Divine Council. And I, for one, think we need to put more respect on the name of Psycroptic. With that being said, here's my interview with Jason from Psycroptic on Everflowing Stream. Going on right now, I'm talking with Jason from Psycroptic, and they are in a totally different time zone. It's 11 p.m. here in Seattle. What time is it for you, Jason?
It's 4 in the afternoon.
Tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow for you.
So how's tomorrow? How is tomorrow?
Yeah, it's good now because it's pretty much Friday night and I've just finished work, so a few beers and time to relax for the weekend.
So, people might be surprised to know that tech death doesn't pay all the bills. You have a day job too. So what's your day job, man? What's your career?
I'm a house painter.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, self-employed. Got my own little business. So
hard work, dude.
Yeah, it is. It's all right though. It pays the bills and it's flexible enough that I can tour and play death metal and do the shit that I actually enjoy doing. So I can't complain, you know.
It pays for your death metal addiction.
Exactly.
Nice.
Exactly.
Right on, cool, man. Well, we're talking about the new album that's going to be dropping here in August, and so the new record. Where the fuck? Divine Council. There it is. God damn it. Divine Council.
You didn't do your homework.
I got it here, bro. I got it here.
It's so good.
Divine Council, man. Okay, so the new Psycroptic Divine Council. And tell me, man, was this a pandemic project, or did you guys like have this already, the wheels going for it before the pandemic?
Nah. So we started, our plan was basically right at the start of the pandemic. Obviously we didn't know how long it was going to go for. Yeah. We started work on an EP, and that was sort of the plan, and just see what happens. So we had that out a couple of years ago now, and basically once the EP was finished, we just kept going and got the album done. So right through the middle of lockdown, this whole album was written and recorded. It was kind of a funny one because me and Joe, our guitarist, we both live in the same place, but then Dave, our drummer, he lives in Melbourne, and he was sort of locked down. So the whole time from start to finish of the album, the band members didn't actually see each other.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so me and Joe recorded together. Dave recorded in another studio in another state of Australia, and then Todd and Kaiser both did stuff in New York and New Jersey. So It's been recorded all over the world.
Wow, dude. It's international death metal. I like it.
Yeah, pretty much. You know, we're gonna it takes more than a fucking global pandemic to stop us making albums though. So, you know, we're dedicated to the cause.
So you mentioned where you live in, are you in Tasmania?
Yeah. So me and Joe are in Tasmania, which for people who may not know is a tiny little island off the southern coast of Australia, between Australia and Antarctica.
Wow. Is it pretty cold?
It is at the moment. We're in the middle of winter here now, so it's kind of fucked up. I got like a mountain, which I don't know. Hang on. We'll see if I can flip the, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. There's a mountain I'm looking at that's covered in snow. but
Yeah.
you probably can't see it.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, so I know I talked to a metal band from Australia called Faceless Burial recently, and the guitarist and the songwriter from that band was mentioning how, and he's in Sydney, Australia. He was mentioning how intense the lockdown was there. You know, how it was pretty much almost 2 years of, you know, months and months of lockdown. Was it the same in Tasmania, or was it a little bit less
No,
like that?
no.
No.
We had a totally different thing here because we are an island.
Yeah.
When everything was going crazy, we had a sort of loose lockdown right at the start of the pandemic for, I don't know, maybe like a month. But I mean, I was still going to work, and you know, you could still get around and stuff. Some businesses, you know, shut down and stuff, which wasn't good. But generally, through the whole pandemic, it was just life as normal down here on the island of Tasmania. We just couldn't leave. So they just basically locked the island up, said, fuck that, we can't let people in or out, and everyone can do their thing. But then you had Sydney was locked down a lot. Melbourne, where Dave, our drummer, lives, was, I think they got the award for the most lockdown city in the world. So he had a pretty rough time during it all. But yeah, I think he was a bit envious of us down here in Tasmania, because he's thinking, fuck, you know, I moved to Melbourne and then now look what happens to me.
Right. And you're over there just like, you know, working and making money, or, you know, enjoying going to a restaurant or something.
Yeah. The only thing we didn't have was live music down here, though. They had their little, you know, capacity restrictions and social distancing and all that shit. But, you know, it was all pretty loose, really. But they didn't have any shows at all, which kind of sucked. But, you know, it's better than the scenario that a lot of the world was in, though. So I'm not complaining.
What is the music scene like in Tasmania?
Yeah, it's quite small. It's actually really small. You get the odd local concert here and there, but yeah, there's not a lot of music going on down here, really.
So I'm assuming that Psycroptic has not played any live shows since the lockdown.
We have. Actually.
You have? Okay.
Yeah. So we had, what did we do? We did 2 shows in Tasmania at the start of the year. We did 2 shows in Melbourne, and we've done 1 show in Adelaide. So, and then next weekend we got Sydney, and then I think the week after that Canberra or something. So we are slowly starting to get out and about. So it's nice. Just, you know, spot shows here and there at this stage, but you know, it's enough to dipping our toes back in and getting the feel for it, which is good. And
yeah,
hopefully late in the year to maybe early next year, we should be cruising and starting to get back to business as usual with any luck.
That's great, man. That's good to hear.
Because I think everyone's fucking well and truly over this no touring and no live shows and all that shit. I think everyone's just kind of had enough and said, fuck it, let's just get back to normal, you know?
Learning to live with the disease now.
Exactly.
Yeah. So.
I think it was inevitable that we had to get to this point, you know. You can't just keep locking people up forever and, you know, putting life on hold. It's a bit shit, I think.
So with the new record, Divine Counsel, what can you tell us about it, dude? It's a couple months out. What can you tell us? What can you tease us with?
What can I tease you with? I think it's very much the natural progression, really. So it's not exactly the same as the last album or any of the other stuff we've done, but it's still very much a Psycroptic album, pushing down the same sort of line as what we did with As the Kingdom Drowns, with big epic choruses, you know, still keeping the sort of techie, thrashy guitar riffing, and yeah, but there's a bit of atmosphere in there. So I suppose we've just kind of grabbed all the bits we love out of what we do, and it's just a big pot that's thrown together. It's kind of hard to describe, but I don't know. I think when people get the album and check it out, I don't think they'll be surprised by what we've done. Okay. But hopefully they're stoked on it though, because we are.
Nice, dude. Well, I'm stoked to hear it, man. And just looking at it, the artwork's super gnarly. Was this a painting that was specifically like painted for the album? It looks like original artwork.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Yep. So that was Ellerin Cantor, who's been very busy amongst the death metal scene over the last.
I think he did the Archspire one.
Yep, he did an Archspire one, Venom Prison, Testament, Havoc, like heaps of shit, Incantation. So
some heavy hitters.
Yeah, he's a very busy boy. So we're really happy that he sort of fit us in and did such a good piece for us.
Awesome, man. Well, if you don't mind, I'd love to, kind of pick your brain about kind of the origin of how you got into metal. So, being that, you were talking about Tasmania, the metal scene or the music scene is really small. What was kind of your gateway into it? Was it a radio show? Was it an older brother that gave you a tape? Or?
Yeah, it was friends of my older brother, actually. So
cool.
My brother's about 3 years older than me. And all his mates were sort of listening to Pantera, Sepultura, Morbid Angel, this back in very, very early 90s.
That's the heavy hitters in the 90s metal. That's the heavy hitters.
Yeah, but, and I'd be hanging out with them and they'd be putting on like Morbid Angel Domination and shit like that. And like, fuck. I was just a kid, like 10, 11 years old. Like, what the fuck is this? This shit's gnarly, and and then I suppose it just sort of grew from there. I mean, it was kind of a funny thing down here sort of back in the early 90s because we didn't have a lot of chain stores that were selling metal. We didn't have radio shows that were playing metal and stuff, so it was just one tiny little record store which one of the guys that worked in there was right into metal. So he was like importing all this sick shit. And
that's awesome.
Basically, whatever he was sort of getting in for everyone was, they're the bands that the whole local scene would be into, and you'd buy a CD and then you'd fucking tape it for all your friends and loan them out. It was that real sort of, early 90s organic thing, which, back then, the whole thing of metal, it was an exciting time for it. It was really developing and finding its feet, and then the subgenres were all sort of coming out, and I do look back on that sort of era of extreme metal very fondly,
Yeah. Everything was new.
Yeah, exactly. And the crazy thing is now, like fucking nearly 30 years later, I'm still listening to those same albums that I was getting then, It's still all my go-to stuff, As I kind of found with, me with metal, I kind of hit a point where I'm like, I don't really check out much new stuff anymore. I'm kind of still just stuck listening to the same shit I've been listening to for years. So, unless we sort of tour with a band or, I happen to catch a band live that really grabs my attention, obviously I'll check them out on album and, give them a bit more of a spin. But, I'm kind of, I suppose I've hit that age where I'm just like living on nostalgia.
Hey, nostalgia is a hell of a drug, man.
Fuck yeah, it is.
Does your older brother, has he checked out Psycroptic shows?
He has years ago. As he got older, he totally lost interest in metal music.
Sure.
But he has been along to a few of our shows. He lives up the other end of Australia now, so we don't see each other a lot. But I'm sure when touring starts happening again, he'll be popping out to shows.
Nice. So back then, do you remember? It's gonna, maybe be foggy memory of those days. But what was your first band T-shirt you ever bought?
First band T-shirt would have been Deicide Amon, Feasting the Beast.
That's a sick first band T-shirt.
Yeah. Yeah. I actually still remember it because I hadn't actually heard Deicide before.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
okay.
Fuck, I would have only been, would have been maybe 12 or 13
It
years
just
old.
looked cool as hell, huh?
It looked, yeah, and it was in that same record store I was talking about before. I saw it on the rack there, and I was like, wow, look at that, you know, and it's fucking young Glenn Benton in flames looking all gnarly with his fucking inverted crossbone in his head, and I'm like, that is fucking sick. Like, there's no way that band and that album cannot be fucking awesome. So I got the shirt, and then it probably wasn't for like a month or two later that I think it must have been like Once Upon the Cross or Legion or one of those early albums. A friend of mine bought it, and I listened, and I'm like, fuck. Yeah, I made the right decision buying that T-shirt, you know.
They're my favorite band before I've even heard them.
Yeah, exactly, you know. And I still fucking listen to all those early albums, you know, Once Upon the Cross and Serpents of the Light, you know, still listen to that shit today.
Hell yeah. Dude, that's awesome. So yeah, you know, you said so you're a painter, you're a death metal vocalist. What aside from music and working do you like to do?
I'm a bit of an outdoorsman. I like going bushwalking, shit like that. I'm actually I do a lot of art as well, actually. I do a lot of digital art, digital painting and stuff. So yeah, right into that. And I got 2 kids, so they keep me extremely busy when I'm not working or not touring or doing the music thing. So
what do they think of your music?
They're like 11 and 13. They fucking hate it.
They're like, Dad's crazy.
Yeah, they're like, what the fuck is this shit that you play, Dad? And you know, they're all about hip hop and young people's music.
Yeah.
You know, I think they appreciate that, you know, I'm 40 years old and I'm still holding on to my childhood dream. So, you know, you can't let go of that.
Absolutely. Amen. Absolutely, man. Especially, you know, you guys are it's pretty damn successful band, you know, like people all over the world love you guys. You know, this album is eagerly anticipated. You guys are well known in the metal underground. You know, you might not be Iron Maiden or something, but you know, you guys are very fucking well respected and loved. So, you know, they might not know it yet, but their dad's pretty fucking cool.
That's what I say to them sometimes. I'm like,
they'll be like, people know me.
Yeah, they'll be like, Dad, you're so old, and you know, you're over the hill and stuff. And it's like, fuck off. I sing in a band. I'm cool. Or at least some people think I'm cool, and they're probably old as well, but fuck it. I don't care, you know.
I'm cool, damn it. I'm cool.
Yeah, that's what I say. And you know, my wife's just like, fuck, if you've got to try and convince them that you're cool, you're obviously not. I don't care. Fuck it.
Nice. Okay, so aside from metal, you know, what's kind of any artists or musicians that you like that people might be surprised the singer of Psycroptic is into?
I like all the early 90s stuff from your end of the world, actually.
Okay, so like kind of like grunge,
Jam, Soundgarden, all that stuff. That was a really big one for me, actually, when I was growing up, all that sort of stuff. And that's another lot of music I still listen to quite regularly today. My wife's right into all that sort of music as well. So that's aside from metal, that's probably the big one that we do listen to regularly at home. A lot of great bands.
Yeah. Awesome.
You're probably sick of hearing it.
No, I love those.
You
bands.
Still love all.
I've heard a lot of them, and sometimes I'll skip the singles on the CD or the albums because you've heard it so many times. But like Alice in Chains, you know, like it's unfuckwithable, man. Like it's just incredible music, and it's timeless. So
yeah, I totally agree.
So you guys, many people would classify Psycroptic as a tech death band. That's kind of where I would, you know, if in my CD collection, if I were to, you know, put you in a genre, I would probably put you in tech death. If you don't mind, we all know the big four of American thrash, so Megadeth, Anthrax, Metallica, Slayer. In your opinion, what's the big four of tech death?
Hopefully us.
Okay, Psycroptic.
That'd be nice. We were there in the early days. We probably drifted from the tech death a little bit now, but I'm going to say us just because, fuck it, why not?
Yeah.
And then I'd say Necrophagist would have to do a reunion and jump in there.
Yeah.
Archspire, they're a band that's really fucking kicking ass at the moment. Good friends of ours. And I'd say Spawn of Possession as well.
Yes.
They're another one that I don't think they're going anymore, but they'd have to make a reunion anyway if we were going to do some big four of tech death touring or some shit like that.
That'd be pretty killer. I'll throw the Faceless on as an opener. They'd be
good. That's that's one I didn't think of as well. I don't think they're going at the moment either, are they?
I don't think so, but
no.
Hey man,
another great band though.
Let's get that tour going. I like it.
It'd be nice.
Okay, so the album's coming out. Do you think we can count on possibly Psycroptic coming to the United States in 2022? Probably 2023?
Yeah, definitely. Most definitely. I mean, we got members out living in the States, so
cool.
Yeah, it's gonna happen. That's gonna be, a pretty, it's a priority of ours getting out there again. So
awesome.
Hopefully we can make it happen. Just got all the fun of getting visas sorted and all that shit. But hopefully we should be able to get that happening soon, with any luck.
Again, Divine Council coming out in August. My last question for you, bit of an odd one, but I ask this for everyone.
All right, far away.
Show us if you can, but if not, just tell us. Pick a scar on your body and tell us the story of how you got the scar.
Oh, damn. I've got one. You probably can't see it on the top of my head.
Oh,
here.
Yeah. See it right there.
Yeah. That was when I was 2 years old, apparently. I tripped on the concrete stairs at my family home, landed head first on a rock, and the rock dented in my head. The scar was a lot bigger when I was younger, but yeah, 2 years old. That's probably one of my only scars that I've actually got left anymore.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's not a exciting story. I haven't had any like insane mountaineering accidents or anything like that to talk of, or been in knife fights or anything like that, but tripped over at 2 years old.
Hardcore.
I call a scar.
Dude,
we're dull people down here in Tasmania.
Nice. Again, Divine Council coming out in August. Jason, any final words for the Northwest, man?
Keep an eye out, because hopefully we should be out there sooner rather than later. And check out the album when it's released on 5th of August.
Sounds good, man. Dude, thank you so much for taking the time, man. I'm going to go to bed.
Yeah, you do. I'm going to go home and have a beer and get out of my work clothes.
Right on. Take it easy, Jason. Have a good one, man.
You have a good
Take it easy,
one.
bro. Bye.